Hello and welcome back to another tutorials for CEDH video. I was gone for a while. Largely that's because I was in Alaska and abroad and sick and life stuff, and I went to a tournament. Took it in over there, sold my soul for a bit, played no bad cards version, and yep, got top 16, made the money. Anyway, this video is not really to talk about Kinnan itself. It's really going to be talking about mulligans. Somebody in comments asked for a mulligans tips video, so that's what we're going to do today. We'll use Kinnan as one of the deck examples though. What you really want to look for in mulligans is pretty simple. You want actionable game plan first and foremost. The most important thing is, does your hand give you ability to win the game deterministically? Great, you should probably keep that, especially if you can do it fast. Can you get to some ways of getting to your game plan, getting to your win, like draw support, tutors, things like that? Can you do it quickly? Great, do that. Can you get some kind of value engine set up? Try to get stabilization while you also do some control with some interaction in hand, things like that. Depending on your deck, that could be great too. And of course, the lower your mulligan, the more willing you are to compromise and take worse and worse hands, but you need your hand to be playable in some regard. And unfortunately, there are going to just be too many variables to really give you a perfect examples of this is always going to be keepable, this will always not be keepable. However, there are going to be clear examples of not keepable because it's literally unplayable, and some pretty clear examples of what's not keepable because it's honestly just a little bit too slow for CEDH. CEDH in the current meta is we want to be able to set up some ramp in turn 1, maybe more ramp in turn 2, but definitely more like set up of value engines, or maybe pushing towards like tutoring out your game plan, your wins, things like that. And then by turn 3, maybe turn 4 latest, you want to try to win the game. Anything longer than turn 3, especially by turn 5 or later, then you really want to have like a ton of stacks pieces, hopefully going towards a game plan. Nobody likes stacks pieces without a game plan to win. Or you need to have a really strong control package to be able to make sure the game goes longer and you win out in the value war. So no bad cards Kinnan is actually a good example of the latter. A deck that usually does not win by turn 3, but is really good at controlling the game, setting up a crazy amount of value pieces, so that way whenever you get to turn 4, 5, and later, you have so much value that nobody can keep up with what you have. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at an opening hand. So with this set of 7, we have Flooded Strand, Copy Enchantment, Unagi, Endurance, Snapback, Fierce Guardianship, and Disrupting Shoal. We have one land in hand, no way to be able to actually get Kinnan out, no way to get this Copy Enchantment and Copy Heuristic Study. We don't have Kinnan ability to get We don't have the ability to get Kinnan out to be able to use this Fierce Guardianship. The best thing we're going to do with this hand is use Snapback and Endurance or Disrupting Shoal, which are free spells, pitching our value pieces and other protection pieces to try to delay the game and hope we draw a land or something to do. In the first 7, this is not keepable because we can't do any actual game plan. We don't have a win in hand, we have no way of setting up value pieces, no way of reliably getting ourselves into a stable game state. So we go to a second 7. All right, let's see what the next 7 gives us. Unagi again, Mockingbird, Command Tower, Nature's Rhythm, Basalt Monolith, Mox Opal, and Cabbage Merchant. This is a lot closer. Everyone knows that Basalt Monolith is amazing with Kinnan, make infinite mana. Mox Opal is amazing, but we don't have another 2 pieces of artifacts. Maybe Cabbage Merchant can make them, but we have no way of getting Cabbage Merchant out. Command Tower again is just a 1-land hand. At best, we have a Command Tower to make this Mockingbird maybe be a Mana Dork if we're lucky. Use that to get Kinnan out if we have a Mana Dork, and then maybe with Kinnan and a Mana Dork, we can then with 3 mana make a Cabbage Merchant on turn 3. And then by then turn 4, we can maybe transition into a Mox Opal Basalt Monolith situation to use Nature's Rhythm, be able to find us some way of getting like Thrasios out. Infinite mana, we can win there. It's a world where this could be a turn 4 win, which is crazy to think about. However, not every pod's got Mana Dorks. Mana Dorks are less often these days outside of Kinnan decks and things similar. This is not guaranteed. Without guaranteed path to victory, or path to some form of stabilizing and getting value engines or anything out, we're at 7 cards still. We'll keep going down because we really want to play with guarantees. We don't want to be that guy who just sits there with 1 land and just does basically nothing all game and just says, ah, well, I kept a 1-lane hand. So we'll go down to 6. Something to note with mulligans is you never want to look at the top card to determine whether or not a hand was keepable, because if the hand was keepable, then the top card can be anything. You never know if that top card could have been a land. If that top card was like a Chromox or something of that sort, then yeah, we could probably keep that hand, but there's no way of guaranteeing that the top card would have been a Chromox or something of the sort, Lotus Petal, whatever. Therefore, we do not want to keep that hand. We're at a healthy 7. we don't need to take that kind of risk. We might as well go for something a little bit more consistent and guaranteed. All right, we're going down to 6 now. We have Grim Monolith, Basalt Monolith, Veil of Summer, Noxious Revival, Gemstone Caverns, Hullbreaker Horror, and Sinking to Stupor. Down to a 6, you'd probably pitch the Hullbreaker Horror, because getting that out realistically is pretty slim. Noxious Revival is some interaction you can work with. You could probably pitch the Grim Monolith to Gemstone Caverns, and then turn 1, have the flip side of Sinking to Stupor, to then be able to cast a turn 1 Kinnan. Problem is, turn 1 Kinnan with 2 lands, you don't have a way of accelerating mana really, because Kinnan wants dorks and mana rocks. Veil of Summer and Basalt Monolith, great cards, but won't really get us there, and Noxious Revival is not enough to really reliably get us protected and delay the game enough. What we really want in Kinnan is some way of getting like a turn 2 Rhystic Study or a ton of mana, something like that to get going. So we'll go down to 5. Going down on cards definitely feels scary, but people have won massive tournaments in top 4 situations where they've gone down to 3, even 2 cards in hand. A common mistake a lot of people make is they get really nervous and think, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't go down further in hand. If I go further down on cards and mulligan further, I'm just gonna get worse and worse hands. Maybe this is keepable enough. You gotta play your deck enough to really know what limitations you can go for and exactly what kind of hands are keepable or not. So we're going down to 5 here, and let's see if we don't get Basalt Monolith in our hand, because we've had that every single time so far. Honestly, Basalt Monolith, not amazing in an opening no bad cards kin in hand, unless you have a straight line like lucky hand to get you to the win. It's there again, of course, but this is a more keepable hand. We have Valley Floodcaller, Breeding Pool, Elvish Mystic, Nature's Rhythm, Basalt Monolith, Talisman of Curiosity, and Mox Diamond. This is a keepable 5 because you can do Mox Diamond, pitching the Breeding Pool to turn 1 Elvish Mystic. You keep the Talisman of Curiosity and Nature's Rhythm. And again, I said that Basalt Monolith is a great card in Kinnan, everyone knows this, but in opening hand, not that amazing. We don't have a way of winning straight up with Basalt Monolith in hand. This isn't big flips, Kinnan. We're looking to try to get a lot of card draw engines and a lot of mana creating engines because it's a very control focused package, and we're looking to win probably turn 4 or 5-ish unless we're luckier to win sooner. Valley Floodcaller is great for flash enabling, but unless we have ways of doing anything, then enabling flash doesn't really make any sense. What we want to do instead is turn 1 Mox Diamond, pitching this Breeding Pool to then cast Elvish Mystic. Turn 2, we'd be able to tap these 2 for Kinnan. That way turn 3, we'd have 4 mana, which we can net neutral with Talisman of Curiosity to start setting up for future mana turns, and then we can do Nature's Rhythm, X equals 2, or just something else with the cards that we've drawn. This hand's way better, of course, if we draw into a land or something of the sort, or something like a Rhystic Study, something like that. Nature's Rhythm can find us something like Cabbage Merchant for more mana, it can find us Enduring Vitality, make a more mana dork situation. Highly likely you wouldn't want to use this for X equals 4, so we can turn it into a Clever Impersonator to then copy a Rhystic Study or some other kind of draw engine. And let's go see how it would play out, keeping this 5-card hand. The turn 1 draw would be a Nagi. Kind of useless for now, to be honest. We'll go ahead and do the game plan that we had in mind, because you want to have a game plan and an order of priority things in mind when you keep your hand. We'll pitch that. The reason why, of course, Mox Diamond taps for 2 with Kinnan, Breeding Pool taps for only 1. For now, it only taps for 1 though. We'll use that for Elvish Mystic. Turn 2, our draw is a Chrome Mox. Well, that Unagi's feeling a lot better now, so we'll just pitch that to the Chrome Mox. Unagi, of course, a great card, but doesn't draw as many cards as a Rhystic Study would. We'll go ahead and tap 2. We'll actually tap this way because Chrome Mox taps for blue. Cast our Kinnan. Tap the Mox Diamond for the net neutral Talisman of Curiosity, continue setting up. And then going into turn number 3, we draw an Ancient Tomb, which is totally fine. From here, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 mana. So from here, you can do Nature's Rhythm, X equals 4, burning 2 and then 4. Find Clever Impersonator, make it a Rhystic Study, hold up mana that can be blue or green, and then hope that that can find your interaction, things like that, because you know other players are going to go into the wins at this point. Or if there's no Rhystic Studies or anything like that to copy, you can burn another 2 to go ahead and find Consecrated Sphinx. So it'd be 4 for Clever Impersonator, making a copy of Rhystic Study or something else that's a draw engine, because you have a bunch of mana, you want draw. Or you can tap for 7 if you wanted to, really just tapping out. At that point, you can, if someone says don't find Consecrated Sphinx, you can say I'll find something else, not Consecrated Sphinx, because a lot of people fear this card. If you think that there's going to be interaction, you can tap extra and make it become Nezahal. People usually don't think about Nezahal. They'll think about Consecrated Sphinx and make you get something else. Between the 3, you'll have the draw engine, and you'll be set up on turn 3 to be able to draw a bunch of cards. You'll have a ton of mana to use all the cards that you draw. From there, you should be able to find a win. You can also re-harmonize with Nature's Rhythm to find even more stuff later on. Anyway, That's a mold of 5 that definitely feels scary, but you still found a very playable hand that gets you into an incredibly well set up board state by turn 3 and be able to continue on the game from there with a draw engine and a bunch of mana to be able to potentially win the game. Obviously, you're lacking a lot of interaction in that situation, but if you're mulling down to lower cards, down to like 5 or less, then keeping interaction doesn't really make a lot of sense, because all you do if you keep interaction early is you just lose the game slower. You want to be able to win the game. You don't want to not lose the game. So with a winning mentality in mind, when you mull down to lower numbers, you want to keep things that can get you to a win as fast as possible. If you happen to also be able to keep interaction, great, but that priority definitely goes down in interaction, while you always maintain high priority on having a win developed.